This is your Can-Am Defender Fire Department checkoff. So, to start, be mindful of the mirrors when you open the doors. Getting in and out of the machine. This lever here will move the steering wheel out of the way. It does still have full tilt like a normal car does. Your headlights, which have high and low beams and off. Your winch cable runs off a switch in here now, so in and out. And then the light bar on the front. Be sure not to hit the switch too fast, otherwise it will change the color of the light bar. Moving over this way, we have your engine start stop. So like a normal push button car, you're gonna hold your brake in just to start the motor. You have engine mode, which we shouldn't be touching, and your power steering mode, which you don't have to touch either. Both of those will be set. Your two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. So 4x4, you just hit the button and it'll automatically go. The rear and front differentials will lock with these buttons. That should only have to happen when you're in four-wheel drive. So this just means that both tires will spin once you hit the lock button. Instead of like a normal four-wheel drive or two-wheel drive, all four tires will spin if you have both locked. This is the key here. It just operates on a ball system. Try not to be too rough with it to not break anything, but that just runs off a magnet. Here we have our HVAC controls, so full power, no power, AC button. This recirculates, which will pressurize the cab if you need it to not come from the outside. So if it's smoky or covered in soot outside, it won't allow that nasty stuff into the cab. Over here is your storage. Underneath this seat is your storage, and then this does fold down here in the middle for more storage. Other than that, there's not much to it. To check the hours and the mileage on the machine, you're gonna come to these buttons here. So this will show you engine temp, battery voltage, and the settings. We'll keep it at speed. And then this mode here, 18.4 miles, 2.7 hours. So when you're doing your rig checks in the mornings, it'll be this button up at the top here. Your fuel gauge is over here. And then your four-wheel drive, your temperatures, and your speed will be right there. While operating this with a full tank of water, it should always be in the low position when you switch into gear. Operating it in high with the full payload on the back can burn up belts and cause issues, so always in low for brush fires and everything like that. If the tank is empty and we're doing like a trail rescue, it can go in high, but that tank has to be empty to do that. So stepping to the outside of the machine, you have obviously your light bars and your headlights out here. Your winch cable down here is controlled by the switch on the cab or in the cab. It does have this free spool unlock here on the driver's side of the machine up behind the bumper. You can unlock it to free spool the winch. Coming around the outside, there's not much to it on the outside. These vents on the side here, please keep away from heat as much as you possibly can. They will melt, and they're not too cheap to replace. This vent is for the clutches in the motor and transmission area. So that one's very, very important that we keep that one clean and keep it not melted. The skid unit has not changed. It is the same exact skid unit that was in the old UTV. The pump will be changing, and we will put something out and get people trained up on the new pump. But for now, it is the same exact one we had. Hose reel hasn't changed, obviously. And then the gas is over on this side here. It does take E87 or 91. This machine is capable of handling both. Please just put 91 in it as much as we can to keep the ethanol out of the fuel tank. The headache rack up here will have storage tool holders, much like the ones in the engines. other than that, you can come see Dylan or I to get some drive time and check off on the machine.